49. There were 15 boys in that room. I am the one who started asking questions. I have not opened my front door in 6 weeks. There are 15 boys who lived in room 7B at Greenvale Boarding School between September 2009 and June 2010. I spent 4 months trying to reach all of them. 13 responded. 2 never did. One of the 13, the moment I told him why I was calling, hung up before I finished my sentence. He called back. 23. My name doesn't matter for this. What matters is that I went to Greenvale from 2007 to 2011. Room 7A, directly across the hall from 7B. I never had a reason to think about that year. Not until my brother stopped talking to me. No argument, no explanation, no goodbye, just silence. One day he was there, then he wasn't. He lived in room 7B. I assumed it was personal. I gave him space. 6 months passed, then a year. Then I was cleaning out my mother's old laptop, and I found something sitting in the browser cache. Something that had been sitting there for 15 years. A forum post. My brother's username. Posted at 2:31 in the morning. Cached forum post. Has anyone else noticed? Not trying to freak anyone out. Probably nothing. In 7B, every night someone sits up. Not the same person, a different boy each time. They sit there for 3 or 4 minutes, then lie back down. Nobody remembers in the morning. I've been watching for 2 weeks. I haven't told the others. I'm writing here because I don't want to say it out loud inside the room. My brother posted that at 2:31 in the morning, then deleted it before anyone woke up. He never said a word to me about it. I started making calls. Most of the men said they barely remembered, said boarding school blurs together, said they had to go. One of them stayed silent for almost 10 seconds before speaking. I don't know how you got this number. And then he ended the call. But one of them, a man named Marcus, agreed to meet me. He was already seated when I arrived, 2 coffees on the table. He slid one across without a word. I figured this would happen eventually. Someone always starts asking. I showed him the cached post. He read it twice. He didn't look surprised. He looked the way you look at a photograph of something you thought you buried. The sitting up started in October. We told ourselves it was sleepwalking, stress, exam pressure, bad mattresses. We were 15-year-old boys. We wanted an explanation we could laugh at. But it wasn't one person. It rotated. A different boy each night. The pattern only became clear because my brother had started writing it down. By November, whoever sat up would face the same corner, southeast corner, every single time, without fail. I asked him which corner specifically. He didn't answer. He just turned his coffee cup slowly. By December, they started whispering. I asked what they were saying. You couldn't make out words. It didn't even sound like language. It sounded like someone reading numbers, counting. We tried recording it on a phone. 6 minutes of silence, except at the 4-minute mark. I asked what happened at the 4-minute mark. A door closing. But none of the doors in the room had moved. January. That's when the rotation stopped. One boy, Suresh, stopped sleeping in his bed entirely. Every morning they would find him in the southeast corner, awake, facing the wall. He would get up when the bell rang, go to class, eat, speak normally. He seemed completely fine, which, according to Marcus, was almost worse than if he hadn't. I tracked Suresh down. He lives abroad now. When I reached him on a video call, he smiled when I said I was an old Greenvale student. The smile lasted until I said, Room 7B. Suresh, I moved countries to get away from corners. I can't sit with my back to a corner anymore. My wife thinks it's a quirk. It's not a quirk. I asked what he remembered about those nights in the corner. A long silence. A warmth, and the feeling that something was counting. I went looking for official records, maintenance logs, complaints, anything. Greenvale closed in 2018, but a retired administrator sent me digitized files without asking why. I think she was relieved someone finally asked. Inside those files, buried in a maintenance log from 1994. Maintenance log. Room 7B cleared for repainting. On removal of the east wall bunk baseboard, found 47 pieces of paper stored underneath. Children's drawings. Handed to administration per protocol. Recommend room be assessed before next term occupancy. The room was never assessed. It was occupied again that September, and every year after. 47 drawings found under a floorboard, in a room that had already been cycling boys through it for years. R. Pillay was still alive. I found him 40 minutes from my flat. He answered the door before I knocked. He said he'd been expecting someone for a long time. He made tea, sat down, didn't look at me when he spoke. R. Pillay. They were stick figures, all in rows. Each drawing had one more figure than the one before it. The first drawing had 2 figures, just 2, side by side. I asked about the last drawing. R. Pillay. 48 figures. There were 47 drawings, one more each time. You do the math. I asked how many boys were in room 7B that year. R. Pillay. 15. Always 15 in that room. That's how it was sized. 48 figures. 15 boys. I asked about the one that made it 48. He finally looked at me. R. Pillay. Bigger than the others. Drawn in darker lines. All the other figures were small, same height, same shape. But the last one in the last drawing, no face. I called my brother. He picked up. For the first time in 2 years, he picked up. No greeting, just breathing. Steady, slow. Like he'd been waiting by the phone. I asked if he was okay. Yes. I asked why he stopped talking to me. 2 years, not a single word. I needed to know. Because you kept asking. And things in that room They notice when someone starts asking. I asked him what that meant. What things? You're my brother. You disappeared and I spent 2 years not knowing if you were... Are you done now? Are you going to stop? I told him I wasn't sure. He made a sound, not a laugh. Something smaller than a laugh, something sadder. Then don't call me again. Not because I'm angry, because I don't want to be near you when it finishes the count. That was 6 weeks ago. Last Tuesday, my neighbor's daughter knocked on my door. She's 8 years old. She held out a folded piece of paper and said a man at the end of the street asked her to give it to me. I asked what he looked like. She said he was tall. She said he was standing very still. She said he wasn't looking at her when he handed her the paper. Neighbor's child. He was looking at your door. I opened the paper. It was a drawing, stick figures, all in a row, all the same, small, even, featureless, except the last one. I counted them. 49. I haven't found the man. I haven't gone to the end of the street. I haven't called my brother back. I haven't opened my door since.